Alright, it's that time of year again. Vintage cube. Let's see how I can do. This is literally my first attempt at it. For this cube. Holy smokes. What a completely crazy pack. Wow, this might be one of the... what do I do here? I really don't want to pass the time walk at all, but Mana Crypt might actually be better. Time walk puts you one turn ahead. Mana Crypt puts you 2 turns ahead. That's crazy. Can I just take both? Yeah. Pardon me. I think I'm actually going to take the Mana Crypt. It sends a terrible signal. I certainly want to be in blue, but I mean, I think Mana Crypt is better than Time Walk. This is crazy. All right, well, gonna do it. Let's see what happens too. Well, not excited about much in this pack. It's a lot of fair cards. I guess Ulamog's good if you could get like a channel or something. Thirst goes nice with Crypt, just because you can play it on turn 1 potentially. Liliana's really good. I think I'm going to take Balance though. And see what happens. So, what do we have here? Solemn, Regrowth, Basalt, Fetchland, Wasteland. Solemn Balance isn't the best combo. I could take Basalt and I could just go for like a big mana build. Kind of like that. Let's try it. Let's do gross things. Opposition, Lotus Bloom, Frost Titan, Iona, if I want to go into that sort of thing. Iona's a bit of a stretch even with that much mana. So, Repeal, Disenchant, Opposition calls to me, but I'm not exactly building an Opposition balance deck. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So I could just take Disenchant. I could take Lotus Bloom. It's good with balance. Goes with the other crazy stuff I have going here. Painful Truce is also just a good card. Nothing super exciting here. I might actually take Disenchant. Just to make that balance stronger. God, pass more blue cards? I guess I will. Let's see what happens with this. I have no idea what this deck is going to end up doing, but should be fun either way. I'm kind of tempted to take the Wormcoil here. I like Elspeth. I like Nahiri. I like Rakdos' Return with this kind of fast mana. I love Sylvan Library, although Sylvan Crypt is not exciting. Sylvan Balance is. But also I'm looking at Wormcoil, Crypt, and Basalt. Like I could go turn 2 Wormcoil in theory. You know, first turn Land Crypt Basalt is a turn 2 Wormcoil. It also undoes some of the damage from Mana Crypt. I think I will take the Wormcoil. I'd love that Sylvan, but Karn or Sensei's Divining Top or Spell Pierce is what I'm looking at. Resto is okay. Doesn't really do much with Wormcoil, but I think I'm just going to take Big Karn. Looks like I want to be a big mana deck, so. Alright, what do we have here? So. Godless Shrine, Seachrome, Coast, Mana Tithe. I really do want to be in blue. I think I'm going to take the Coast. I think everybody wants to be in blue, right? For the most part in this format. What do we have here? Bitter Blossom, not great with balance. Not garbage, but definitely not great. Tassiger's a very, very good card. There's also a Johnny Vengeant, which it has some potential here. I like the idea of a lot of planeswalkers in a balanced deck. This is pretty much just hot garbage. I don't know why they include this in the format. I guess I do. The white weenie deck is a deck, and it would like that, certainly. Man, I am not excited by what this deck is doing right now. I have no idea what I want. Maybe removal? I guess I'll just take removal and see what I do with it. Not a very exciting pack for me. Siege Gang's a great card, but I don't know. I'm not even sure that I'm in red 100% here. So, Seachrome Coast over here, very lonely, has no blue cards right now. I suppose there's a argument for Recruiter, just eventually get something. There's also Chain Lightning, just to have more early defenses against some of the weaker threats. The problem is cards like this just aren't good in the against the serious stuff. God, why do I keep going red? I guess I will. Again, though, not happy about it. Not even sure that's what I want to do. But if you insist, I suppose I could take the Vantage. Yeah. Red, white, blue? Something? Maybe? Of all these cards, I suppose we'll try to get into blue somehow. But in case it doesn't work out, I'll take the Thicket. Maybe I end up red, white, green. Certainly if I did, Tarmogoyf is playable. I could also end up 4 colors. It's hard to say what's going to happen with this deck right now, other than maybe lose. I certainly hope not, though. I like the way it's starting. It's not bad. I just don't love the way it's starting. It's an interesting card. I haven't seen that. Edric, Hollowed Fountain, Mirai's Wake, Clone, Splinter Twin. It's never bad if you can put it together with the rest. Deathrite is amazing. Don't see any fast mana. I do see a Clone, which could simulate fast mana, but unlike in 40 life multiplayer Commander, I'm not going land mana crypt, pay 2 life, cast a Metamorph, clone the crypt. We're not doing that in a 20 life format. So a good card, though. I could take the Hollowed Fountain just to make blue a little bit easier to play. I'm drawn to the Lyra. It's a strong card. I'm also drawn to the Wake. If I want to play big mana, I want the Wake. So I'm going to try the Wake. I'm going to try to play big mana deck. I don't know if I'll get the mana that kind of a deck requires, but we'll see what happens. Wake Mentor seems pretty good. I can also just run Shelduck, which is a fairly broken card in Limited. There's the Fetch Land, which would be very good if I had taken the white-blue duel, but would still be good eventually. And of course there's Off-Color Signet, just goes good with first turn Crypt. Petal, which is just not really where this deck's at, I don't think. I mean, between all of these, I think Shelduck has a lot of upside value, so I think I'll go that route. Oh, okay. A better Signet for me, a Dak Faden, who is amazing. Swords to Plowshares would be really nice. Supreme Verdict would be really nice. I could live with a Pilgrim, I suppose. Stirring Wildwood, maybe. If I end up with that green, which it looks like I almost certainly will. So it'll be something like this. This is what we're looking at, a very strange 4-color deck. So, I think I'll take Dak Faden. Because I think he's got, well, Faden of the Signet. Tezzeret's also very good. I think Dak Faden's crazy in this format, though. He can sometimes just win a game right away, and he also works exceptionally well with balance. Kind of rewarded for that with this Volcanic if I take it, and I think I will. Doretti's quite good, but yeah, I think I'll take the Volcanic here. So very, very nice. All right, so we're looking at these guys fixing right now. Batterskull, Fire Ice. One of those two. I guess I could have a lot of life gain in this deck if I want it. Wrath is fine, although I have balance already kind of doing the work for that. I like Fire Ice because it's a very flexible card. It doesn't have lifelink. I thought it did. And I like Batterskull because it just has a lot of potential with the fast man. I think I'll try the Skull. This deck could run Workshop. Maybe. 1, 2, 3. The other thing I could do is I could take the Savannah or the Lumbering Falls. Either one, both of which improve my splash quite a bit. And although I like the Workshop a lot, I think I'd rather make sure that I can play my cards, so we'll do this. Bayou is only good if I get an off-color or something to splash into it, but I could take the Noble Hierarch. Another option is Elish Norn, just because it's super, super powerful if it hits. Shuts off Pestermite combos and other things. I have fairly good mana for that. I got to do something if I'm going to accelerate. I'm kind of torn that direction. I like the Noble Hierarch fixing, but if green ends up being a splash, then fixing with a splash color is not quite where you want to be. It's not that strong, so I think I like this a little bit better. I think I'll take the Sanctum. Similar reasons, just make my mana good. So I could take Lyra here. Deathrite, Anguished would have been okay if I'd have taken the Bayou, perhaps. Edric is not really where this deck's at, I don't think. Vanishing Light's actually pretty nice. So do I want a bit of a threat or defenses? I think at this point, I guess I'll take the Angel. We'll see if I end up regretting that. Click or Electrolyze. Electrolyze is easier to cast. Click more disruptive. Zealous Conscript's also very, very good. I don't know how much red I'm going to play, but I'll definitely play some. And I like Electrolyze better than Chain Lightning and Rift Bolt. Plus, if I can get that Fire Ice, I'm pretty happy with that. Angel, Banisher Priest, Pilgrim for fix, some kind of fixing. I guess I'll take the Angel. I don't know. I don't know what this deck is. It's so bad. That's what it is. I could take Field of Ruin. Perhaps I use it as mana fixing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Flicker Wisp. I don't know how I feel about the Vanguard. I'm not excited by either one. I guess I'll take Turnabout just because I don't want to... Honestly, I have no idea if I want to do anything with Turnabout Wake, but if I do, I'd want a Heartbeat as well, so we'll take that. Take Right. I mean, there might be some sort of... They did hand me a lot of cards that I could use to generate quite a bit of mana. Okay. Treachery, Windswept Teeth. Windswept Teeth. Fix. What does it get? It gets Savannah, and it gets none of my other duels. So it's okay. But Treachery's crazy. I think I'll take that. Tundra, on the other hand, now there would have been a good one for the Windswept Teeth. Wow, so busted old Karn over here or Tundra for fixing. And Ah, man, if I had a fetch land, I'd definitely take the Tundra, I think, but dude, this Karn is so good. Ah. Boy, I don't like getting mana screwed, though. I think I will take the Tundra and hope for a fetch. Either that one wheels or Light and Tutor, Sphinx's Rev, Gideon, green-red fetch. Green-red fetch would get Savannah and Volcanic, so that's a very good card for me, so we'll take that. Plateau, Emrakul. I don't like taking all these duels here. I'm taking too many at this point. Natural Order, another ridiculous card. Burning of Zinye. I could just take Ancient Grudge. It's honestly probably pretty good in this format. Ulamog, there's Jace. I think I will actually take the Grudge, though. So Mystical, there's Welder, which has some value with Wormcoil. And Dak Faden to some extent. There's the big reset button disc, which isn't too shabby. There's also Mystical Tutor to go get balance, which I like a lot, so I think I'll go with that. Lance Axe, Breeding Pool, Breeding Pool. What can I do with the Breeding Pool? I suppose I could add it to my list of fetchables. Very little else in here that I'm thrilled by. I don't think Tax is actually going to be that good for me. I'm too many colors, so I'll take the Breeding Pool. I'm definitely playing Dak Faden. We'll run Frost Titan. I do not like what's going around here. I think I'm going to run Rexage. Main, Goyf and Wake. We'll run Electrolyze for sure. Johnny's going to come in. What are we missing? A few more playables. I could run just main deck Grudge. I could run Chain Lightning. I could run Rift Bolt. And these will be cards I'll play if I have to. I could also run Mana Tithe. Like, those are all reasonable options, not too crazy. Look at this. Yeah, we're definitely not running Tax. So, I mean, if I had to make the deck right now, it would be those 4 cards, 23 plus these lands and whatever else. Is it a good deck? Nope. The problem with this deck right now, I have no counter magic, so my opponent can just do whatever nasty, broken things that they feel like doing, and there's very little that I can do about it. 3 or more creatures. Explore and then explore. This is where you, basically it says draw 2 cards. I could take the spear. I'm worried about the color on this. I'll just take the spear. I don't. Alright, well there's at least one counter spell. There's Gideon, which isn't awful. It would allow me to beat some stupid stuff. Council's Judgment could be really important, but I think having at least a counter spell I think matters, so we'll try that. Wouldn't mind minded having the 3/4 Angel that would flash to go with that snake, but Good thing is I've got, what, Disenchant, Rec Sage, and a Dak Fade in the main, plus a Grudge in the board. I think having Artifact and Enchantment Kill is pretty important. This deck definitely wants a Sphinx's Revelation with Mirari's Wake and a bunch of fast mana, so we'll take that. Be nice to have a tutor to go get the Crypt early, but I think this is fine. I could take Deluge here and make my mana even worse. Or I could just take the wall. I think Deluge might be too greedy. Burning of Zinye. How bad do I want this sort of thing? And it could be good. It's more interesting than the other cards, so we'll just put it in there and probably take it right back out. Yeah, I suppose I could run Mana Tithe as my other counterspell. Sort of. Survival with 9 creatures. I don't actually care. Sure, Voice of Resurgence, sure. I suppose Voice is okay if... survival. Survival lets me go get a Mystic Snake and counter something for 1 green, green, blue, blue, and discarding a creature in a creature light deck like this, which is something. Do I want a Crusade? Probably want a Voice more than I want that. So where are we at? It's a pretty bad deck. It has tools to deal with things, but it can handle like really busted vintage maneuvers, and that is going to be what probably takes me out. Alright, so 3 mountains, huh? Let's take those out. How about a Vantage, Foothills, this guy, Plateau, take this out. We won't count that as a mountain. Okay, so there's my 3 mountains, 3 forests. Let's take these guys out. We'll run Savannah, Thicket, Breeding Pool, Botanical Sanctum will count as an island. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 islands. So we'll go island, put the forest in for a forest or an island, 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 island. And cut back on these plains. Basically, we'll run 1 forest, 1 island, 1 mountain, 1 plains. Run the Field of Ruins and see where we're at. And I should have another plains in here for sure. I may not need all those basic... I may not need one of each basic land, but I do need enough basic lands so that if I use the Field of Ruin, I can go get one. So I think maybe having one of each, it gives me an option to fix my mana base a little bit. I would like to have a second island in here actually, and a second plains. And the reason is I have double blue and double white cards. Double blue, double white. So I want to be able to have one or the other in play, have either a plains or island in play, and fetch a second one if I need the second one using Field of Ruin. So I'll have to cut something if that's important to me, which I think it should be. The other thing about the extra forest and mountain make the wooded foothills definitely not run into a situation where I'm not finding a land with it, although that's extraordinarily unlikely with the way that this deck is constructed. I don't want to run that much mana, or that many. I don't want to run that many lands, so I suppose I could give up the idea of running 2 plains and islands. Do I have enough white, first of all? let's see, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got enough of everything. And this can go get white, right? Yeah, plateau. Yeah. So maybe I just pull out the island and the plains. Despite wanting to have it that way, maybe this is more sensible. I could run an extra removal spell. I could run the Manitize. Removal or a fake counter? I think fake counter is pretty good, actually. I think it's good more often than an extra land will be. Let's hide all these. So my thinking is that Mana Crypt is a land, basically. So I don't really want to run 17. I guess this will have to do. Huh, Fire Eyes didn't make it around. So somebody's probably blue-red, or they're just blue and wanted a cantrip, most likely, but red decks don't tend to take it. So I've got a Crusade. Do I want a second Crusade? For my 10 creatures? I don't think I do. I think we're good here. Let's give it a shot. All right. Now, how do I see... Oh, view deck? I suppose I gotta print screen this. There we go. Okay, so we'll leave that there. Let's go find out how we're doing. It's a keep. So I can balance my opponent at some point. I don't have... Yeah, the worst part is I just didn't get the artifacts to really make balance busted, but... this I'll have to do. But balance is a pretty powerful card regardless. Other options I can get other than like disenchant effects, electrolyze, and draw X cards. So I'm gonna need some more blue here. This hand needs a lot, actually. I mean, I suppose if my opponent does nothing too great, I get to get a Johnny down, and then yeah, it looks fairly safe. Some blue, please. Oh no, let's just draw something overcosted. Hopefully I don't get manatized myself. Or no, he doesn't have white, never mind. Maybe I should have looked at casting costs. I suppose that should have been a factor in my decision making, but nah. Why would that matter? It's gonna murder it? Or what is the card that kills planeswalkers? I mean, direct damage, I suppose. I wonder what's gonna happen here. K command. What do I want to discard? So if I discard something he can reanimate, which is kind of what I'm expecting, I want to make sure that I don't discard. Yeah, this is kind of a tough call. I discard Frost Titan, I can't tap it with a Johnny. Worm Coil, you can just smash it and kill a Johnny, so and if I balance, the Worm Coil rewards him, that's not good. I could throw away the Mystic Snake, but I mean, I'm hoping to draw an island, and then I've got a little bit of defenses, and if I mean, I suppose it could be Elish Norn. Don't really like that much. I mean, I suppose it could be Snake. I'm worried about reanimation, but man, that takes me off of. I mean, how much blue? It's annoying either way, so what's the least annoying thing that can happen? I suppose it's Elish Norn. Here comes reanimation, I'm thinking. No? Come on. Oh. God, I could totally punish this if I had a green, or a blue rather. But it'll be no punish. Suppose we'll have to just get a Tarmogoyf out. So we have an instant and a creature. 2 instants and a creature. Chupacabra. Okay. Fair enough. Just want some mana, please. That'll work. Still not blue, but hey. What else can I get besides balance? I suppose I can go get Sphinxes. Electrolyze would kill that thing. Yeah. I really like the idea of balancing at some point here, but maybe it's just not going to come up. Or maybe it will. So if I go to 4 cards, draw to 5, I won't have a land to play. So go to 4 cards, draw to 5, cast balance at 4 cards. I have to throw away another card. Kill his board. Miss a land drop. I'm not sure that I'm quite ready for that yet. So I'm thinking he spends 2 mana to exile and then 2 mana to exile with Nezumi, and then in response I Mystical Tutor so it doesn't flip. Maybe. Well, we'll see. Or you could play an artifact or enchantment here, would be really nice. Because then I could tutor for balance, follow it up with a Rex Sage, have something going maybe. So I was going to do the not flipping it play with tutor and response, but at this point I don't think it matters. I'm not sure why you didn't do that during combat. It's the same result. Oh, okay, yeah, we're definitely balancing here. Alright, so I get to keep 3. I want worm coil. Oops. I want to keep, I guess, Karn? Frost Titan? Yeah, we'll just keep the biggins and hope that I can find a land here. Before he crushes my hand. Whatever. Sure. Now I'll draw a land, of course. Alright, well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I can 2-for-1 him on bad creature and possibly get somewhere. I'm actually not going to just throw this away. I really do want to get a 2-for-1. This deck seems to be the kind of deck that I could potentially have that happen. I don't know if he's 3 colors and that's why he's not making plays or what, but I'm not sure that I want to kill the Blackleaf Cliffs here. There are some very good lands in this format, after all. And if I kill it, he can just go get a mountain, so it doesn't really shut off a color. I don't think that's particularly good. It thins my deck a little, but I have all my colors. Aha. Wow. That's going to be a problem. What do I have to even address that? I guess there's treachery. So I can kill the Blackleaf Cliffs, I suppose, or I can... Yeah, I can deck thin a little bit. I'll go ahead and do it. At this point, I need something to happen here. 1, 2, 3. Don't care too much what color I get. I don't need white. I could get blue. I like blue. It's a good color. Could get green. In case I happen to draw 2 cards like, say, Voice and Wall or something, I think I'll get green. Well, I hate to do it this way. Okay, well, there's Voice. That Rakdos' return was pretty brutal. Alright, so we'll hide a Better Skull under there. I mean, my opponent gets to create a copy of well, he exiled Elish Norn, actually. Never mind. Scarab God. This is pretty bad. Key Command, Rakdos, Hypnotic. Yeah, and I drew garbage for too many turns. One single land in this game, I think I slam a worm coil engine, and I don't believe that my opponent would be able to beat me, but that's pretty gross. Frost Titan, forget about that. Alright, well. I have no balance left, so I don't see how I can get out of this. But we'll see. Oh boy. Three lands. Okay, well that was helpful. That is also extraordinarily helpful. 2 blue and a black. I don't have black and I have no way to produce black, but I might have to take it anyway. I could also take the Frost Titan, I suppose. 5, 6, 7, yeah, I mean I could take the Frost Titan. I think the Scarab God is unbeatably good. Here's the problem though, I take the Scarab God, right, and then he's just going to take it right back. Alright, well I'm just going to have to anyway. Okay, so we can make an emergency blocker and hope that gets me there. All I have to do is not be counterspelled, not be removed, deal with, then block. If that happens, then maybe I can deal with that shock, and then perhaps I can do something here, so we'll see. Sphinxes, Rev, and a disenchant. Sphinxes would be nice, but not necessarily incredible, given that I only have 11 cards left in my library. Alright, so let's find out if he's... I assume he tries to tap the Shelldock here, or is he just tap the Scarab God? Okay. Alright, so if he's got a counter spell, then... or removal spell, I just lose. Can we get back in this game? Maybe. Hey, maybe. Okay. Yeah, TNN's good. Problem right now is Ashiok just eating my library. If I had black, if I had access to black, man, kind of miss it not having that Bayou. So do I want to pick up and replay the Batterskull? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or do I want to equip voice for some reason? It won't... I think I'm going to wait on picking up Batterskull. Okay, I can't get through the TNN, so... I'm running out of deck in which to attempt to win. I do like the idea of equipping Batterskull on that Archangel and bashing for 7 every turn. I also like the fact that it was it +1/+1 each creature I control, so that's a pretty meaty thing. Disenchant deck, Faden is a bummer, Mana Tithe. And Wall of Blossoms. I say Dak Faden's a bummer only because I don't know what else to expect out of his deck. It wouldn't be good. I wouldn't be plussing it up right here. I'm glad he didn't target me, actually. Okay. Wow. If this doesn't kill me, I think this is an insane attack here because he's clearing the way for me to bash Ashiok, to do a little Bashioking. Huh. Huh. Trying to figure out what that means. Yeah, exciting. All right, so I'm thinking I put it on the voice because if he kills the voice, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ideally, it's +4/+4, so the voice and the Archangel should be able to take out Ashiok. I mean, I have to assume he's got a trick here. And if he does, and he kills the voice in response, then I get a creature at least. Ashiok, Ashiok. I'm really torn. I kind of want to send everybody at that thing. It has to die. I can't take any chances. I'm in him at 6 life. I should be able to finish my opponent off in time, so... And if he's got removal for the voice here, I mean, see, this way he has to kill... Yeah, so always yield to this. Targeting the Archangel. Okay, good. So we got Ashiok down, I hope. Or not. Surprised he didn't kill his Scarab God. Okay. Guess not. Didn't get any life either, which matters. He's got TNN. I mean, this game is a nail biter, but... Four, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21. I mean, I can get in for 21 in theory next turn, so... I could also pick up and play Batterskull and then 5, 10, 15, 20. Something like that. Of course, I really want the life. Oh, I suspect I'm dead now. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life for some kind of equipment. or who knows what. I guess the only good thing is that he doesn't have red mana here, so he would need like burn in a red spell if that's what he's holding. I'm guessing it is. Oh, no. Beginning of the next end steps. He doesn't get it right away, so I suppose that's something. Maybe he'll forget to use his Ashiok. I don't know. My other angel. Got my Wake, my Crypt, which I don't care about. You got my Angel, which I would have liked the Wake, of course, but alright, so I'm going to have to equip Better Skull or I'm just going to die. If I can get a creature in my last two cards, I don't even remember what the last two cards in my deck are, so yeah, not so good. Alright, we'll send 6 at that thing. Oh yeah, 3/6. No, I guess that works out perfectly. Attack Hazlock. I will get the Basalt down just because I can still use it with the Better Skull, and if not, then I have more mana for next time. Two cards to win. What are they? I think the last two cards are garbage. Like, I think they're lands. Okay, so he's got that, and he's got his thing for 5 mana. So I'll just yield through this turn because he's not going to be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess he can activate. Well, let's turn off auto yields. If he puts a Rec Sage into play, then I want to be able to pick up the Better Skull. I guess I bring in Grudge against this guy, but I don't. It doesn't feel. Spear of Heliod might be okay. I don't know. Oops, I'm flipping back and forth trying to get to the right screen. Okay. So I yielded to this, so it would appear that I was auto-yielding, and then he would potentially put my Rec Sage into play. Wormcoil. Okay, well, this game's over then. There's so many things he could do with the Scarab God at this point. Like, I obviously needed Treachery to stick on it. I'll bring in extra black mana, I think, just in case I do steal a Scarab God. Maybe, if it's not super inconvenient to bring it in. Because it would have won the game immediately, but so I can make these all 4/4s, and I'm not sure how good that is. I could send the whole team, right, of 4/4s. I just don't think I get through. That's crazy. So yeah. nothing. There's no way to get through this. I'm just gonna go ahead and concede. All right. So what is my next card? Yeah, it was exactly what I thought. Land. Okay, so what can we do about this? I don't know. Scarab God's a problem. I can sneak in Grudge, I guess. What artifacts? He had Mox and he had Crypt. Those are definitely cards I don't want on the table at all. So there's that. But yeah, Mystic Snake. Maybe it's a bridge too far. Maybe the double blue. Well, that's not true though. Pretty sure I want the Grudge. I'm just not sure about the rest. And do I want a Source of Black or not? Am I going to be taking a Scarab God? Certainly need to keep the dang thing off the table if I can. I mean, I have Karn to deal with it. I've got Treachery. I've got a few cards that can sort of work around it, but it's not going to be easy. How good is Tarmogoyf? He's got ways to deal with the graveyard. I don't know that Tarmogoyf is necessarily all that great against him. Wall of Blossoms doesn't look super stellar either. It does dig me a little bit, but I may not want that. He's got Hypnotic Specters and stuff, so kind of want to have an extra answer for that as well. I mean, I was able to sweep the board with the Burning of Zinye, but it's possible that I would have been better off if I could have. Well, this deck's got a lot of fat end. I think we're good on this. I don't think I want to Armageddon much. Unless, tapped, unless. Okay, so those are not coming into play tapped. Yeah, I can keep this. So what I can do is turn 2 Voice, turn 3 maybe Batterskull, if I'm lucky. If not, it's possible I could go Snake. I mean, I need something, obviously, but... Dang, that's bad. That's so bad. Well, if I can draw a mountain, then I can electrolyze it, I suppose. How much red do I have? 1, 2, 3. I've got enough red to find it in theory. Like, I've got about 6 different ways I could get red here. That's not it. Opponent knows I can't do anything, so there's no point in failing to yield here. I mean, unless he's a complete idiot. I drew a plains there, so let's assume my opponent's not a complete idiot, or even a partial one. This game's not going great. That would have been Crypt Skull right there. Okay. So I need some red or blue mana would be good. Swords to Plowshares would be okay. I don't know. Maybe I should have drawn an extra, put an extra land in here. I'm not sure. Wow, do I ever want a red mana? Please draw red. Come on. Give me a break. Like, literally, a red mana to kill the Maggot and the Grave Robber is just... Yeah, it's probably over now. My opponent, I've missed 2 land drops. I'm way behind. Well, we'll see. Magic's not very forgiving, and this format certainly is even less. I'm willing to accept this exchange because there's enough targets in his deck that I don't think... Yeah. Like, ideally, I mean, a red would let me kill both of these and then follow up with a Johnny to take that out. But I would... Man. What I really want is Volcanic Island or a fetch land. My fetch land to go get Volcanic. Oh, baby. There we go. Okay. I could get in an extra 2 damage here, but I'm not... Well, maybe I should play it now because my opponent could counter it on my turn, but I think I'd rather play it during his upkeep. Or at the end of his turn. It's not that I don't expect to make this play, but it's that my opponent may have some kind of discard that I... Well, I suppose it doesn't matter because I get the Mana Crypt into my hand. I suppose that was a mistake to wait, now that I think about it. Whatever he's getting is probably not good for me. But it's hard to say. So he could be getting a card that's bad for me, but he could also be getting a card to help him develop. If he's having problems right now, like with that land drops he's missing, well, let's see. Come on, Electro Eyes. 1 and 2, please. Do it. Four, 5, 6. Land would be insane. Next turn. I find myself saying that a lot. So the only reason okay, there we go. Wow. Wake would be great. Yeah, I waited because I was worried that he would have... I didn't want to play Crypt and potentially take damage for no reason. I worried he'd have another Brain Maggot effect. That might have not been correct, though, to wait right there. Huh. What is he going to do? Is he going to kill my voice and make me discard? No, he's just going to kill my voice. I'm definitely cool with that. I'm losing my voice. Okay, so this is a little difficult. I want to take the Nighthawk off the board. I really want to get Wake onto the board. I'm concerned about whatever it is that my opponent has in his hand, or on the top of his library, rather. If I get Wake on the board, I have all the mana I could ever want for the rest of the game, and that's probably a good reason to play it. So let's do it. That's probably enough of a reason. The fact that he may be going, yeah, land his Scarab God here, and I could potentially just Treachery, like, okay, TNN, sure. That's killed by Elish Norn, so yeah, so Wake was right. 2, 4, 1, 2. Alright, so the question is, do I want a Treachery? I do need to gain some life at some point. All right, well, I've got lots of life options. 2, 4, 6, 8. I do appreciate. Okay, so I have 10 mana, but if I play Treachery, which costs me 5 and produces 8, so I could have up to 13 mana this turn. 6, 7. So I'm really tempted to run out something like Treachery into Norn. Does that work? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Treachery is Vampire with 5 floating. Untap the others. 5, 6, 7. Cast Norn. Right? And then sit on a Mystic Snake, because I think I win from that position. So yeah, I like that. Let's try that. And we'll do it this way. If something goes wrong, I've got at least some mana. So he may, for example, kill it in response, but he did just burn a Murderous Cut, so with only 3 cards in hand, maybe he doesn't have... Okay, maybe he does. Wow, it's definitely not where I wanted this turn to go. Dismember. Okay. Yep. Kill your own guy. Okay. Batter Skull. Yield through this turn and be done. Obviously, if he doesn't do that, then he's much worse off, but it's pretty bad anytime your opponent has a Wake, so especially a deck built around it. Opponent could make me discard 3 cards at random and probably still be okay. If his play was Rakdos' Return, I'd take 3. 3 from the return and 3 from the crypt, we assume. Yeah, I can't block. Why did it ask me to choose? If you played a land, I'd take, what, 4, 7? Yeah, I'd still be alive. It'd be at 1, potentially, and then start Batterskulling my way back up. Alright, I like where we're at now. So, Norn plus Snake is 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's not going to work. But Vengeance, or a Johnny plus Snake will work. Guys, endless removal is endlessly annoying, but let's make sure I thought this through correctly. There we go. I guess he can take a little extra damage from the elemental. Like, no, your stupid plan to make this game take forever is not going to work out here. Oops. Right. Alright, so I could balance. That's pretty pointless. 2, 4, 6. Actually, let's just do this. True Name Nemesis. It does not race this board. It's going to need something more significant. Yeah, the only reason I lost the last game was because I didn't get the Wake or enough mana to play the cards in my deck. I think the cards in my deck are generally better than my opponent's cards. I just have to get to the point where I can actually play them, which is an argument for potentially running Heartbeat or an additional land or something to that effect. I haven't seen an edict from my opponent. I think I can continue to leave the Wall of Blossoms out of the deck. I could run Survival, I suppose, so that if I get flooded with too many big guys, I can turn them into something useful. I don't know how I feel about that, though. This deck really is a a deck that wants Wake into play every time. I should have taken the Enlightened Tutor when I saw it in the draft, actually, in hindsight, so that I could go get Wake or Treachery, or, you know, one of these other good cards. But we're too far past that, so question, do I want Burning of Zinye? Opponent's low on time. I could probably just try to live long enough to win, basically. I could just sneak in another Rift Bolt. He's got a lot of removal and some threats. How do I want to do this? Actually, have I seen a Wreck target? Yeah, I've seen a Reclamation Sage target. I have Grudge. I have all that good stuff in there. I mean, I think I'm probably all right. I kind of want another land, but yeah, we'll just run it like this and hope to my deck construction. I mean, I'm not that far ahead on time. Oh, very close to useful. Okay. Tempted to go top with it, but I'm not going to. Well, at least if he goes Dark Ritual Spectre, I have an answer. Okay. Do not him me, bro. Of course. It's hilarious. Alright, whatever. Anyway, Spectre, I assume? No, Signet. Signet Grave Robber, okay. This man is all over the place. It's kind of interesting. Tempted to, Field of Ruin is Tundra. I don't know why he uses a Tundra. But he doesn't have red, and I'm not sure that I want to give him red, so I think I'll do this. Do I want to bolt that Grave Robber? I guess I will. All right. So I can fix to him with the balance here. Takes care of the Spectre, a card in hand. It doesn't take care of both, which I'd really like. I could try to let the Spectre live long enough to get a little more value. It's super greedy. Yeah, I don't think so. I could electrolyze the Spectre. I mean, I suppose that's something. That also one does, yeah. Saves my balance. Huh, so I'm short a green. I need a green and a white, so I need my Savannah. I do have one, I believe. Yeah, I do. And a Razorvine ticket. Either one of those would be really nice here. Blue mana would be good too. Also possibly useful. Oh, that artifact mana sucks. Really hoping to kill a land here and get something on board. Don't have it. Wow, that is heinous for me. So I need a second white. Alright, well, I mean, if Lyra lives, then I get to play the snake. Okay, so he's going to tutor, so the snake does good things here. We're just going to play a worm coil versus Lyra game, I guess, for a few turns. Yep. Gonna snake his play if he makes one. Hopefully he makes one. I mean, he knows I have it, so I don't know what the thought would be here. But I'm taking 1 point of damage per turn. It sucks that he tutored because, I mean, if I could drop a wake here, I'd be taking 0 per turn. But with a tutored up card in his hand, I can't afford it. I'd love to Johnny Vengeant that worm coil and stop it from attacking me. Same problem. Still. All right. What have you got? Here's the thing you tutored for. It's just hand destruct. Yeah, that's pretty much garbage. That does not win you the game. Good try though. Okay. "58 seconds on the clock over there." That wins you the game. God dog it. Wow, he missed an attack? Okay. Draw land, please. Man, I should have got that wake down, I guess. Wow, man, this is the top decking king, man. Huh. So if it takes 6, right? If I balance, I lose, unless I have removal or a blocker. Or I can chump. Well, I could draw a disenchant, for example, or ancient grudge. So that'll work, maybe. 6. Okay. Can I actually win this? Oh, heartbreaking. Yeah, I don't think balance is going to work out here. Nice. Very, very nice. So, had he not, I suppose Wormcoil trades with Death Touch guy. He gets 2 guys, then I throw down Elish Norn. Gain some life, maybe. He trades it off with his Death Touch guy, and then we're back to top decking. Wow, that was a heck of a game. Okay. I hate playing into time, but that's all I had. And I did try to win, certainly. Well, we're going to keep this. All right. Hopefully my opponent doesn't go first turn Wasteland. I'm always hesitant about leading off with something like this, but let's go ahead and do this. What can I get? I can get Breeding Pool. I'd rather get a come in and play tapped land. I mean, no, I could get Volcanic also, but yeah, I think Breeding Pool is okay. That's nice. Let's turn off auto yields. There are Moxes in the format and Mana Crypts and such. Might be able to disenchant. Oh. And now, under 0 pressure from the opponent, and if I can untap, then I got Snake Up. And this looks pretty good. Boy, I sure wish I had a target for Dak Faden. Sort of something and something. Ah, Beast Within. Okay, well. Looks like a big green deck, huh? So stopping the Elder was probably right, and stopping the Garruk was definitely right. Play here should be something like Batterskull, and then we'll see. Dang. Well, at least that thing dies. Five drop for 5 drop, I suppose. Could be worse. So I don't really want to draw 2 off of Sphinxes. I'd rather just play Dak Faden and get through some more cards. I should have left white untapped, I suppose. I don't think I'm going to need a disenchant effect with Dak fading out. Which is part of the reason why I didn't leave white untapped. Okay, so now we've got some threats. A couple more mana. 1 mana crypt would do in Elish Norn quite nicely. It's usually pretty brutal against green. Looking extraordinarily saucy at the moment. Or actually really like my hand, so I'm not going to plus up Dak, I don't think. I don't see any advantage to doing that necessarily. Next turn I can look for a Elish Norn land. I mean, I should see mana in the top 3 cards, but if I were to plus them up and say I hit Frost Titan Karn, right, then I feel really stupid. So I'm just not going to do it. Okay, that's an interesting choice. I guess give me the Sword of Feast and Famine is. I suppose that would have been a reason to plus up Dak here. Is he going face? Huh. So I can throw away an angel or one of the cards in my hand. I guess I'll throw away the angel and not give him the mana. And it's not complete. It's not a complete loss anyway. So ideally I draw a land. I draw a land, then I can play Elish Norn and activate Dak, steal the sword. Huh. I suppose I can steal the sword anyway, and then he's got to sack his Kazali Pride Mage share. Well, he doesn't have to, but probably will. Let's put that on the beast. So even if he kills it, he can't really trump with the wall. I'm going to get this down regardless. And if he foolishly allows me to connect with that sword, then I want to have invested the mana correctly. Yeah, kill your Pride Mage. Still going to attack with the beast, I think. Well, no. So I want to protect Dak Faden, so having thrown away all my disenchants, so I'm just going to sit back because he can animate the Wildwood and make it a 4 or 5, and I could double block, or if he has a single removal, I would want a blocker, so I think Dak Faden's probably too important here to throw away. For just to get through 4 damage, or risk throwing away, I guess. I mean, 4 damage is kind of a lot. Maybe that was wrong, but we'll see. Good thing is I can play Norn. Interesting. So he got rid of my artifact mana. Interesting. And he's getting a Woodfall Primus, so I really, really need to, well, that's a strange one. What in the world? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. So, I mean, I can Dak Faden his Skull Clamp? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got enough mana to use this guy right now, unless I kill the Hierarch. That's just kind of a strange. Huh. If I kill the Hierarch, maybe he can hit his play or not. It's hard to say. I have to hit a land first of all. Well, I'm letting him have a skull clamp, I guess. Interesting. I'm not sure balance is any good for me here, and I probably don't need the basalt. So I play Wake. He's just going to kill it next turn. I don't want to give him cards off the wall necessarily. I probably just want to draw 3 cards. I mean, I think drawing 3 cards it should be enough. I don't think I need to get greedy and go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, draw like a million cards. All right. Again, I'm going to let it go. I don't really want him to have extra cards. If he plays his guy and kills Stack Faden, I don't get to steal the Skull Clamp, but I can... I don't know, maybe I should have waited on the Sphinxes. It's... Yeah. I guess I should have took the Clamp. Ah. Oh well. The early one is a Treachery. So, if I play... I feel like I'm misplaying this game. I don't think I am, actually. I could play Elish Norn and then send in the Beast, and I suppose he just chump blocks. I need this thing to persist before I get the Wake down, is kind of what I'm thinking. The other option is Wake and Norn together will make the Beast too big to die. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, I can do it next turn. Yeah. I feel bad about the decision not to take the Skull Clamp. I think that was a big mistake. So we can trade off Voice and a Beast, or I can just wait for him to get a little bit smaller and just take some damage. I like that better. Hopefully he doesn't move the Clamp back, but he probably will. Okay. I guess that would have been a reason to kill the Hierarch with the Elish Norn, but that's kind of a combo, although this will make that hard to operate. Man, I got all of my disenchants gone. It's really brutal. Okay, so I really have no game plan here other than just press for damage, I suppose. He didn't move the Clamp though, so that's probably a big thing there. Now I'm missing that 4 damage that I didn't apply. But still, it's lethal coming in. I expect some chump blocks here. One or... Yep, there we go. He gets nothing with Awakening Zone. He can't get a creature down to clamp. It's going to be very hard to make blockers. Might just be able to finish my opponent off here. Or not. Some kind of combo. So if I had done the 4 damage earlier when I could have, I guess I win, but wow. He doesn't have anything. That's amazing. Wow, and look at that. I could have electrolyzed him. If he had 2 blockers that weren't, like say he got like 2 Eldrazi and said go, and I send in the whole team, he takes 5 and I would have drawn an electrolyze. That's freaking cool. Wow, crazy. All right, I'm definitely bringing Grudge. It looks like I'm bringing in Grudge a lot lately. Just because Skull Clamp is that scary, I think. Tell you what, that spear might be interesting. Burning of Zinye is looking a little bit better against Big Green. I don't think I need Tarmogoyf too much. Do I want Wall of Blossoms? I'm not sure. Do I want Chain Lightning? I kind of do because of Noble Hierarch. Kind of want that more now in a Wall of Blossoms. And Wall of Blossoms balance isn't the greatest thing in the world. Okay, so let's try that. Alright, let's see if this will come through for me. No Bolt the Bird on turn 1. I guess that's something. Probably could have let off with these lands. Actually, I think I just screwed my curve up pretty hard. Two or fewer. Okay, so yeah, that was really bad. If I don't draw a land, I kind of feel extra stupid here because I'm not going to get a Johnny on time. I think I actually want to go Angel. So it's tempting because I can go Angel here. Yeah. Let's do that. See, the other option was I could Johnny the wall or bolt it, I suppose, after attacking. But I think this is better because if I gain life, my guys get bigger. So if I can wait a turn and then kill something with the Johnny, I could. If the Angel's in play, then I can gain life. And if my opponent had like an end of turn Swords to Plowshares, well, I do have a voice out, so there's that. Perfect. Perfect target for a Johnny. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, 2, 3, 4. This is just brutal. Grow, my friends. Grow. See if we can shell dock here. A Norn, most likely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. Let's put Dak on top of an Electrolyze. So I did let my opponent have his white mana back for now, but yeah. The kind of deck he's playing, this is just pretty gross. Next turn I get to do not that much that's very exciting. Play a tapped land, disenchant something maybe, bolt something maybe, but these things grow and potentially I can start attacking his mana base with a Johnny. That's the power of Mana Crypt, and it's why I took it over Time Walk. Alright, so let's try again. I wonder what the prizes are. I suppose I should have checked that beforehand, but I just really enjoy vintage, so I didn't. Wizards of the Coast. Magic's a funny game. They want this game to be taken seriously, or at least they used to, and I assume they still do, but then you've got, imagine you're, here I am, you know, broadcasting to the world, hey, it's Magic Online, it's a real serious game. And in third place we have Can't Stop Farting. Like, why would you even allow, I don't know. It's not that I care, I don't care what the guy's name is, but it does kind of make it difficult to take Magic seriously when you've got stuff like that going on. I'm just looking to see if there are any names in here that I recognize. Well, nothing immediately. Alright, let's do it. That looks good. Lead off with this, so if you wastelands it, I still have white here. Also, if I draw Mana Tithe and I haven't Mana Tithed something, then my opponent maybe assumes I don't have Mana Tithe. I don't think anyone ever assumes you do have Mana Tithe, but you can make it pretty clear that you don't have a force spike by not force spiking something important, which might be handy if you, it turns out, do have a force spike. So, all right, I'll take a pump. Thank you. Artifact mana, I assume. No, Ancestral Vision. Okay. Oh, I do want an island. If my opponent has a counter, I want him to play it now before combat. Excellent. Well, Basalt Monolith just got a lot, made this hand just a heck of a lot stronger. Oh, well, there's the Time Walk I passed. Mentor is a very good card. Huh. So, I steal the Mentor potentially, untapping 4 lands. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, steal the Mentor, untap 4 lands. So I have 6 mana left. Yeah, Mentor into Wormcoil seems like a pretty good turn. Although, well, we'll see. So I was going to say, although, let's tap for blue, resolve that. There's something to be said for playing Batterskull here, and the reason is that it guarantees a proc of Mentor before my opponent gets to disenchant the card or do something like that. But since the curve works out perfectly to do this followed by a Batterskull next turn, I'm going to wait and hope that he just doesn't have it. Because I want to go land, Field of Ruin. So what does my opponent have? Nothing good, please. Flying for a strike. Okay. Huh. So I could actually go Archangel here. And I think I like that a little bit better. So my opponent's time walked and ancestral recalled this game. Not super happy about that at all. For all intents and purposes, I guess it wasn't an immediate ancestral, but still. Gross in the extreme. Okay. Does it help me? Does it help me? Does it help me? Rex Sage. So he can send everything at Tamio. He can kill the Archangel of Dune, and Tamio dies. And my opponent's still left with a problem. And I kind of like that. It might be worth trading in the Angel for a hell of a lot of pressure. If my opponent has a sweeper and I don't kill Tamio, then I get a Wormcoil Engine. I guess I get to kill Tamio anyway, maybe. It's not pretty at that point. I get a Wormcoil with a Batterskull. I suppose that's okay. I can alternately wait a turn, in which case, yeah, I don't know. Archangel for a Batterskull, and the Angel's already kind of done some work here, but the Angel's also a continuous problem. I'm real tempted to wait. It's so greedy, though. It also makes a Tarmogoyf grow. But if I wait, the Batterskull plus Archangel thing is just gross, right? He may have an answer for Batterskull, and then so he disenchants Batterskull and plays something that makes it even harder. I don't think I'm willing to be greedy. I think I'm going to make this trade. Yep. I really want to Rex Sage that Signet, but there might be other things to target as well. Great. So in theory, I mean, I could pick up Batterskull and continuously play it with the Mentor. Yeah, sure. That was very nice. Let's just send in the beats. Oh, what's cool here is I can Rex Sage or Snake, and if there's anything that if my opponent does nothing, then I can Field a Ruin, grab a land, untap my Basalt Monolith, and probably be fine. This part's a bummer, but this doesn't necessarily win the game, so we'll see what happens. Ancestral Time Walk lose is something I like to see happening. What have you got for me, opponent? Do you have anything at all? I guess you could like Cryptic to try to stall. If it's in, I assume it's in the cube. Gwen Alendra. What does that do? It doesn't actually counter Mystic Snake. Let's assume he blocks to 7/7, then he takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a whole bunch more and dies. So I don't think we care about that. It's a card like Swords to Plowshares that I don't want to happen. I'm not even going to bother with the whole Field of Ruins, like untap Assault nonsense. Because I don't even want my opponent to have a window to do something that I can't snake. Because right now he's dead on board. So smash, 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 smash. If he blocks that, he takes 4, 7. Well, he takes, yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Good, 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 good. Yet again, Hall Blossoms out. Ancient Grudge in. Man, crazy. So what else? Usually I end up swapping out Tarmogoyf, but against that kind of a deck, Goyf's pretty good. So I think he's going to stay. He was pretty critical to shortening the length of that game right there, for example. Not sure that there's any other exchange that I'm willing to make here. It's possible some of my top end stuff is a little too heavy. Like I might take out Elish Norn and just bring in Chain Lightning, for example. I'm trying to think how that would be particularly useful. I really don't think that's true though. It's got some big flyers that I can't really bolt effectively. So the ability to possibly Norn and just win really quick, I think. Okay. Well, I like the way this is starting. Be nice if there was a target for the Grudge. Not that I would do anything if it was a Wall of Blossoms. I could try to play a Johnny here. I think I will. If he doesn't have an answer, then it's big trouble for my opponent. So he needs like Oblivion Ring right away or something. Huh. He missed a land drop. Yeah, he's totally screwed here. I guess the nice thing about having Grudge too is if I need to, I can always grudge my Crypt and still kill something in my opponent's and then kill my Crypt later if... Yeah, his game's over. Wait, no, it wouldn't be... I didn't pass him because this is League. This is a random opponent. It's not even the Time Walk I gave away. Yeah, this game is just sinking hopelessly away from my opponent. TNN. And 2, 3, 4. You don't really need those islands, do you? Good game. Okay. And a win. All right. Completed the league with my almost counterless control deck. I guess in hindsight, Wall of Blossom should have been Ancient Grudge. They're both 2-for-1 type of effects. and I should have just brought the wall in against aggressive decks. Although Wall of Blossom's ability to cycle through the deck is something like just to dig for more mana, and that's why I selected it initially over the Grudge. But it doesn't have great synergy with Balance, where Grudge does, because you want to destroy artifacts before you balance. And Grudge is just, this format is very artifact heavy, and you know, Moxes and so on and so forth. So probably would have made that change. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how that deck played out, and hopefully you enjoyed this Vintage League set here. I guess the prizes are not very significant. I spent 100 points to get 150. That's pretty weak, actually. But I had fun doing it, so hopefully you enjoyed, and that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.